Hello and welcome to Play Digital. Today I'm looking at Tetsuya Mitsuguchi's Res HD, just released on Xbox Live Arcade. Now apologies in advance if during this review I run out of synonyms for "Omafuga awesome". Res is a rail shooter set inside a supercomputer called the K Project, named after synesthete and abstract artist Vasily Kandinsky no less. The data flow is controlled by Eden, an AI who finds herself overwhelmed and tries to shut down the system. You have to hack to the core to reboot, analysing data and shooting out bugs and viruses on the way. The plot is very simple and the text at each boss level is pretty much the same, but it's enough to hang this wonderful gaming experience on. The idea was to create a sensation of synesthesia, with vibrant and stimulating visuals interweaving with vibration feedback through the controller and a trance soundtrack, which you augment by the sounds triggered by shooting your enemies. So that's 3 senses covered. And the design choices and the fact that you can really feel your rhythmic participation in the creation of the output succeeds in blending them phenomenally well. You can play around with the settings to find what suits you best. You can add extra controllers for more vibration, choose different visual effects including odd ones like sepia and tile, or my favourite bloom, and change the sound palette and reverb. I like to set it on underwater and turn the volume up. Drownalicious. You can also add extra controllers for more vibration. The levels themselves are wonderfully well designed and the camera work is so good you will barely notice the rail. This is where you should be going. The wireframe, as well as letting the background sink back rather than dominate, also allows you to see through, so you really do get the feeling of penetrating a network. Tron as it should have been. Its simplicity also allows for moments of interest, such as the architecture or the occasional ornamental solid images of animals or Egyptian reliefs. The enemy design looks great and provides a decent amount of variety in behaviour and difficulty. Variety is also created by needing to collect pickups, blue for evolving your character, who will devolve a level if hit, and red for smart bombs. You also need to hit data nodes, which you will analyse to probe deeper into the programme, something which rewards you with an increase in the intensity and layering of the stimulus. I only noticed the odd drop frame and a tiny bit of clipping in the 3D intro, but otherwise it was smooth and a delight to experience. The only thing pulling you out of total immersion was the severe cramping in your firing hand after about an hour. As well as the main game, you can play through in travelling mode, which allows you to progress without taking damage for practice or a more chilled out experience. There are also scoring modes, where you compete on leaderboards and can record your runs to play back and swap with your friends. Now unfortunately, Channel Flip doesn't have a chocolate and flowers budget, so I haven't been able to play test this in any mind-altered state. But believe me, you'll want to. As you get further into the K Project, the level of immersion it manages to achieve is absolutely phenomenal, and you'll end up wishing you could break down those last few barriers between the senses, between input and output, and just completely dissolve yourself in it. Now, I hadn't played the original Dreamcast and PS2 versions, and when I downloaded this, I couldn't believe it was a 5-year-old game. The standard version is included in the package, which shows both how far the visuals and audio have come, but also how far ahead of its time the original gameplay was. Some might complain that, apart from the Xbox achievement system, the updating is purely cosmetic, but for a game where this is a large part of the mechanic itself, I think it's a valid move and completely rejuvenates what was already an awesome game. The previous incarnations suffered from a full game price tag, particularly as the premise was so simple and the game only boasted 5 levels. But the online networks, currently Xbox Live Arcade, but with the possibility of a PSN port in the future, are the perfect platform for Res HD, and you can download this for just 800 Microsoft points. As for its length, the levels are all actually quite long, and although the full game will be relatively quick to complete, you'll want to come back to it again and again and again. And certainly perfecting the game and fully evolving your character are going to need just that. This is 5-star gaming at its absolute best. Go and download it now.